Today, we're going to dig into a material with a truly ancient past that, surprisingly, is shaping the future of modern architecture. It's terracotta. So how on earth did this ancient clay become a star of the modern skyline? Let's get into it. Okay, so think about it. What could possibly connect an ancient empire like Babylon with the skyscrapers of New York City? I mean, they're worlds apart, right? Or are they? Well, the answer is this absolutely stunning material right here. It's often hiding in plain sight, wrapped around some of America's most iconic buildings, like this Art Deco masterpiece from 1929. The secret ingredient? It's literally baked earth. So, what exactly is this stuff? To really understand its incredible journey to America, we need to rewind. I mean, way back to its origins. The name itself kind of gives it away. Terracotta. It's Italian for baked earth. At its core, it's a type of ceramic, made from a special kind of clay that's been used in building for thousands of years. And you know, when we say ancient, we really mean it. We're talking about civilizations like the Babylonians, the Chinese, with their famous terracotta army, and even the Romans. They all used it for everything from sculptures and pottery to the tiles on their roofs. All right, let's jump forward a few thousand years to terracotta's first huge boom right here in the United States. This was a time when this ancient clay literally built the modern American city as we know it. So in the 1880s, especially in Chicago, you had this perfect storm of three things coming together. And these three factors are what took terracotta from an old-school craft and turned it into the must-have material of the skyscraper age. First up, fire resistance. This was huge. After the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 just wiped out a third of the city, architects noticed something amazing. The buildings clad in terracotta, many of them were still standing, their iron frames protected from the insane heat. Second, there was a total revolution in how we built things. We stopped using thick, heavy walls to hold buildings up and started using steel skeletons. So the walls just became these lightweight curtains you could hang on the frame. And lightweight terracotta was the perfect skin for these new giants. And third, artists and architects just fell in love with it. The legendary Louis Sullivan said it best. Because terracotta starts as moldable clay, it gave him a freedom for decoration that you just couldn't get with heavy, hard-to-carve stone. And this building right here shows you exactly what he meant. Just look at the Guarantee Building. The whole thing is a canvas of these incredible, swirling, nature-inspired designs. You could only get that kind of deep, complex detail because you were working with clay.
And terracotta kept evolving. As styles changed, it changed right along with them. By the roaring 20s and 30s, the Art Deco era was all about bold color, and terracotta delivered. Buildings like the Paramount Theater weren't just decorated, they were practically jewels, showing off these brilliant, glossy colors.
But after flying so high, the terracotta boom came to a screeching halt. This amazing wonder material was, almost overnight, about to become old news. And the collapse was just brutal. Get this, one of the biggest terracotta companies in the country went from winning almost 500 contracts a year in the mid-20s to just 51 in 1933. The entire industry just fell off a cliff.
So what happened? Well, it wasn't just one thing. Of course, the Great Depression stopped almost all new construction. But there was also a huge shift in taste. All that ornate decoration that terracotta was so good at, suddenly it looked old-fashioned. The future was supposed to be all clean lines, steel and glass.
For decades, terracotta was basically a relic, a thing of the past. But guess what? Recently, a second boom is kicked off, and it's being driven by this incredible mix of high technology and a new focus on the environment.
This modern comeback is really happening on two different fronts. On one hand, we're using some seriously advanced tech to save the masterpieces from the first boom. And on the other, architects are rediscovering it as a super innovative material for the buildings of tomorrow.
Restoring these old buildings today is like performing high-tech surgery. We just understand how buildings work so much better now. We're using better materials, like stainless steel anchors, and designing these smart systems to manage water. The goal is to make repairs that actually last longer than the original. But for new buildings, here's the real game changer: sustainability. Look at this. To make a ton of terracotta, it only takes about 2 to 7 gigajoules of energy. Compare that to over 100 for a lot of other common materials. That means its carbon footprint is incredibly small, and that sustainability is leading to brand new ways to use it. Today, architects use terracotta in these advanced rain screen systems. Think of it like a breathable, protective jacket for a building that's also beautiful. It's the absolute best of both worlds, an ancient material meeting modern design.
So where does all this leave our good old baked earth? It's had a wild ride, that's for sure. It's gone from a simple, ancient craft to a key ingredient in 21st century architecture.
When you see these two images next to each other, you really get it. You can feel that epic journey. It's the same basic stuff, clay fired in a kiln, that directly connects the ancient world to our own. It's pretty amazing.
And technology just keeps pushing what's possible. Now we use 3D scanners to perfectly map every tiny historic detail for a restoration project. And we use computer-controlled machines to create incredibly complex new shapes that architects are dreaming up. It's really the perfect marriage of digital tech and ancient craft.
From a simple lump of clay to the top of a skyscraper, terracotta's story really shows us that sometimes the best materials for the future have actually been right here with us all along. And it makes you wonder, right? What other timeless materials are out there just waiting for their own comeback story?